Hi, I'm Libby Gibson, Town Manager. Welcome to What's Going On in Town Government. We had a, what would you call it? Medium meeting on Wednesday?
Medium to small.
Medium-ish, medium to small. But we had a few things that we got through. So we had an NRTA meeting. I'm not really sure what they did. Do you remember? You don't know.
It's all, yeah, I do know.
You do?
I follow all of it.
Do you?
Yeah, they're going to, they're launching the new service.
Oh, yeah. Launching the new service.
The new year-round service. We're actually going to do a little show.
Oh, good.
We're going to ride the bus
Great.
for a route.
Good.
And interview people. And,
Okay.
Okay?
And then write it again in February and see if it's different.
Oh, yeah. Well, it might be a little bit.
Yeah. Had a county meeting as well. And we did, I didn't bring the county agenda, but we did a few real estate items at the county meeting. Select board. Here is what we did. We had a number of announcements. The next board meeting is Tuesday, October 2nd. As you know, we meet on Wednesdays, but we're meeting Tuesday next week so that the board members have an opportunity to attend the October 3rd, 4:30 p.m. Zoning Board of Appeals hearing regarding Surfside Crossing
Right.
40B, and that is at the high school auditorium. Town office is closed on Monday, the 8th, for Columbus Day. Special town meeting, Wednesday, October 10th, starts at 6. There's actually two. First one starts at 6.
2 in the same day.
2 on the same day.
Okay.
Yep. Then we had some consent items, some real estate items. Okay, the DPW director came in. He gave an overview of some upcoming improvements to the sidewalks on Upper Main Street from about Winter Street to about the monument. There's a sidewalk project about to happen there, improvement. If you walk up there, you'll see it's very uneven and very, really not safe, actually. So we're doing some work there. There's also going to be some work done to address repairs to the cobblestones at that intersection of Pleasant and Main. We're waiting for some sewer work to be done before the cobblestone work commences. I gave the board a report. I've been giving them, was the second time I gave them a report. It's an update on the status of independent reviews for the Surfside Crossing 40B project. The board has authorized the engagement of 3 independent reviewers. They are reviewing traffic, hydrogeological issues, and environmental. At this point, all of the reports are in. They've been posted online. And since they came in, Surfside Crossing has submitted an alternative proposal for the Zoning Board of Appeals to discuss. I believe they will be discussing it at their hearing. And we have asked our consultants to examine whether or not that alternative proposal would change any of the findings of their report. So we're waiting to hear back on that. We're also working on some potential conditions that the board might want to request that the Zoning Board of Appeals impose on the developer. What else do we do?
Oh, Andy Lowell. What about that?
Andy Lowell
That's an important thing we need to talk about.
Well, Andy Lowell came in and talked about hazardous waste and wanted more hazardous waste days. There already have been more hazardous waste days, and we've already done some additional public outreach on that.
I understand. I want to stand up for this stuff because I was in the painting business and I know who's out there painting in the old days. And a lot of those guys hold on to that stuff. They don't have garage, they don't have a place to put it. He did make mention of that. I mean, you know, if the environment is going to be important, we should be able to get rid of that stuff right away. I mean, as easily as possible.
Well, it involves, but we have to figure out the logistics, and I think we're definitely going to look at it. It involves being able to store that material elsewhere.
And I brought it up to Rob, and he did say, you know, it's an expense. You got to have somebody that you got to pay to do it. But if you have certain hours of the day where someone can be there, you know, it doesn't have to be all day, but they know that they can bring it there that day for a 2-hour block.
It's important, and it's something that we're definitely going to be looking at.
All right.
Let's see. The board had a number of, at the end of the meeting, the board has a report comment section, and they reported out on quite a bit. I won't go through everything, but, well, let's just say this. It's too varied. They reported out on a whole bunch of different things. At next week's meeting, so again, we are not meeting on the 3rd, a Wednesday, we're meeting on the 2nd, a Tuesday. Right now, we have a bunch of different announcements. We have some citizen and departmental requests. One of them is from the property owners of Tashima Lane. They are seeking the acceptance of a petition that they've prepared to improve Tashima Lane. Tashima Lane is a private road. The town has a bylaw that says repairs may be made to private roads with town funds under a certain process. That process involves the board making a finding that the repairs are necessary for public convenience and safety and things like that, a series of things. However, the abutters pay the repair cost back over time through betterments. So they know this on Tashima, and we've been meeting with them for several months now. And the idea is that the town, so Tashima happens to be in an area where the sewer extension is occurring. And their road was already going to be repaved. All of the private roads that are within the sewer extension area, project area, were getting their roads put back the way not the way they were exactly. So if, for example, if it was a dirt road, it would be filled, graded, whatever's needed to put the road into good shape. Same with the paved roads, but they would be repaved. Some of the roads had drainage systems that are really basically in failure. The town was not going in at taxpayers' expense in a private road to fix that. The town was cleaning this drainage systems out and, again, leaving it to the property owners in the area to maintain it on an ongoing basis, which is kind of what should be happening all along anyway. So these repairs that Tashima is asking for will be, in addition to the repaving, they're asking for drainage repairs and some curbing improvements. So the idea is that our contractor, who would be there anyway to repave the road, would do these additional improvements, and the abutters would assume that cost over time. That's that. Another report will be coming in on Surfside Common Crossing independent reviews, giving the board a monthly town management activities report. We are going to start discussing 2019 annual town meeting warrant articles. General discussion. I have a file of next town meeting items that I have on my desk. I throw stuff in there, so I went through it today and made a list of everything that we might want to be thinking about. We don't have to totally pin it down yet. But also citizen article submittal timing is coming up. It's from around October 5th to around November 19th, I believe. Citizens have that amount of time to submit warrant articles for the annual. It requires the signatures of 10 registered voters. And there is a time that town council will be available to meet with potential citizen petitioners and review their ideas or their articles. That will be announced at next week's meeting. I just don't remember the date right off the top of my head, but it's a couple of different times. Okay, we're also reviewing fiscal 2020 is coming up. Remember when that seemed like a billion years
It almost
away?
seemed like 20 years ago.
Almost does seem like 20 years ago, doesn't it? Remember when you were in high school and people talked about the year 2000?
Yeah.
And
right.
now we're on the verge of 2020.
already.
I know, it's crazy. Anyway, we're going to be talking about the fiscal 2020 budget projections for the general fund. Early on, but now it's time to start thinking about the budget for next year. So we're going to be doing that. And I just wanted to mention a couple of quick other things. We're really trying to go all out with public outreach for town meetings going forward, starting with this special town meeting. We have videos on NCTV. There was supposed to be a video with Eugenio. I hope that got set up, a field trip for some of the
It
articles.
did not get set up yet.
Okay.
No one's called me.
Okay, so we got to remind people about that.
I am doing a little drive around with Bruce Mandel about
Okay.
the plastic.
He has a citizen warrant article,
Yeah.
yep. We've got spots on the radio. We've gone to some different community organizations. We have a town manager e-newsletter about to come out. We're going to be posting things on Twitter, Instagram, the town website. And we've developed these big boards, we're calling them. They are, in fact, big boards with information on them. Not for every article, but for several of the articles that maybe need the most explanation, they'll be set up in the lobby of the auditorium right before town meeting, and we're going to take them around to different places and have a couple hours here and there where town officials will be with them. And if people want to come, or if you're walking by or something like that and you have a question,
That's a good
we're
idea.
going to ask them. So one of the times that we're still working on the schedule for that, but one of the times that we know we're going to do it is Monday the 8th from 5 to 7 at the Stop and Shop. So if you maybe you're going in to shop and you're going to see the big boards there with some of us there. Happy to answer any questions.
Excellent.
What else?
You forgot something.
I did.
Yeah. The harbor master came down and said she was going to pump the brakes on something.
She did. That was pretty funny. Okay, so
We didn't
I did
talk
forget
about
that. Well, I didn't really think we were going to get into that level of detail, but since you brought
It's
it up.
pretty important.
Okay. At our meeting this past week, we were doing pending contracts, and we had a pending contract item for our engineer for the town pier to do some additional wave analysis and other design scope review issues, so that we make sure we design repairs to the town pier in a solid,
Yeah.
firm, not firm, what am I trying to say?
So we don't have to spend more money.
Span of
if
life,
another
what's
storm
that
comes.
phrase, lifespan?
Yeah, lifespan.
thing? Yeah, so it's a really long lifespan, basically. Anyway, so the harbor master did she tends to, I hope she's not watching this, she tends to bound down to the microphone and be very enthusiastic about her topics, which is awesome.
Yep.
So she described our efforts with the town pier as pumping the brakes a bit on moving forward in a perhaps hasty fashion, and really looking at the design and making sure that we're designing it right now for
But it is
years
going
to
to
come.
happen this winter, right?
What's going to happen this winter is the floating docks are going to be removed and repaired. They will be put back in the spring. Meanwhile, concurrently, the engineers will design a long-term fix to the fixed pier, or long-term repairs to the fixed pier, as well as the possibility of what's called a wave attenuator or breakwater or something of that nature at the end of the pier, to break up the waves.
Yeah.
And that will go out to bid prior to the annual town meeting, so that our expectation is that we will have a number we can go to town meeting with at the annual and come up with an appropriation there for the big fix, at which the work for which would begin next fall, about a year from now. We also have received a $1.2 million grant, or actually, that's not what it is. We have been approved for a $1.2 million grant it might not be a grant, it might be a grant. Sometimes there's not too much of a difference between a grant and a loan, but I believe this is a $1.2 million grant. It's in an economic bond bill that the state recently approved. So it's very early on in the stages of that even progressing too much farther. But we basically will be getting $1.2 million from the state for this project. So that will offset our cost.
And what about the people that are staying there now? Aren't there people that stay in their boats? Some of them.
Not at the town pier.
They do not.
No, not that
Okay.
I know of. No.
Okay.
There may be some
Okay.
people that stay on in their boats in the boat basin, but not at the town pier.
Okay.
No. No.
All right.
Okay, I wanted to give a little shout out about something. Last night was the Nantucket High School open house, annual open house. And what happens is the parents go in and the principal gives a nice overview of the school year and new plans and things like that. They showed a really cool video. And then you go around to your students' schedule, and you have a few minutes of a meeting where each teacher for each class explains what they're doing and answers questions and shows you cool stuff in the classroom, things like that. And it is a really good program. I loved it. And you get one-on-one with the teachers. You hear maybe what some other parents have to say, which is really interesting. And you get to hear a little bit about some things you might not have known about your student.
And did you find anything out that you want to share?
Last year I
Anything?
found out that my student might sometimes occasionally have a nap in class, falls asleep.
Ooh.
No one said that was happening this year. They have not noticed it yet, because I'm trying to give him a better breakfast this year.
I see. Okay.
Anyway, I just wanted to give the school a shout out,
Yeah.
because the teachers were great, they were friendly, they were interesting, they were very knowledgeable, and the setup was really nice, and they have students there to help you find the classrooms. And it's a lot of class up here, next period is down here, and then it's over there. And those students were really, really helpful. And they had snacks, and they moved it along. You didn't sit and wait for stuff. It was great. So if you are a parent with a high school student, and you haven't gone to this yet, go. You will not regret it. It's definitely something you should do.
Yep.
Next year for you, no, you got
No,
a couple
2
years, right?
If he even goes here.
If your kid even makes it to.
He may go off, yes. He may have to go to reform school.
He may have to go to reform school, yes. Well,
I remember when my mother would threaten me with reform school all the
yeah,
time.
I know.
She dropped me off, I remember as a little kid, she dropped me off at a grade school and say, okay, out of the car. And I'd say, come on, are you kidding? This is a
time to go to reform school. That's so funny. Well, see,
citizen question.
yes.
When is the fire station going to be done?
The fire station should be done next spring,
Okay,
2019.
beautiful.
Mid-ish.
Looking good.
Yeah, looking good.
Yeah,
Yep.
all right.
Any other citizen?
That was the only question I got before I came in here.
Well, I have a quick citizen question. I've heard a couple of people ask, when will the medical marijuana dispensary be open?
Okay, good question.
And also, just to clear up a little bit maybe as well, the special town meeting has 5 articles relating to recreational marijuana. Nothing to do with medical. Medical's all set. We have one dispensary right now who's been approved by the town. There are a couple in the wings, and we're waiting for after the special to take them up. But in the meantime, the medical that's approved, Green Lady, which will be on Amelia Drive, communicated with them today. They are in the process of doing their final licensing, building inspections, things like that, and they hope to start growing sometime this fall. But they are well underway of moving towards opening. So that is underway. I've heard a little bit of chatter that the select board or the town are trying to shut down medicals, or why don't they hurry up and get the medicals open. There is a process. It's gone through the town process already. Now it's with the state and others to figure out. It's past the town.
Okay, that's good to know.
So that's going to be happening. And
Yeah.
I was going to say homecoming this weekend, but it's actually next weekend. Seems early.
Yeah, you're right. It's
I feel like it
next
used to be in November, but maybe it just is when it is. It's always exciting, fun time though. That'll be Columbus Day weekend, right?
weekend. You got it.
Okay. Thanks very much. See you next time.